Hey everybody, what's going on? Juan here. Welcome back to another edition of the Game Vault, the series where we travel through time and play those beautiful games from the PlayStation 1, 2, 3 at this point, because even the PlayStation 3, it's getting up there in the years. But with this video, we're going to stick to the PS1 because I love this console, and this console had a lot of exceptionally awesome JRPGs, talking about Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9. You also had other games like Final Fantasy Tactics, but one game that I do not think gets enough recognition is Legend of Legaia. This game came out in 1998, and admittedly, I never beat it. I also got the sequel called Legaia 2 Dual Saga on the PlayStation 2, but for this video I thought that it would be interesting to play not this game, but the demo to Legend of Legaia, because I actually bought this last year for $3. I got to a store in New York, and I was thinking to myself, like, how do you do a demo of such an extensive game? You know, talking about a JRPG, what do you really showcase? Is it worth playing? I can never talk over that intro because it's just so good. But this was made by Sony. I mean, apparently, it's just straight up Sony. It has a vibration function, analog controls, and I really like the fighting mechanics in this game. I think that if you played Xenogears, it may be somewhat familiar. But here we are, the demo to Legend of Legaia, and listen to that. Here we go, here we go, here we go. That right there is honestly the reason that I wanted to do this video, because if you've never experienced even just the soundtrack to this game, I think it is just so dang good. Because to me, when you talk about PS1 JRPGs, yeah, the turn-based mechanics are cool, yeah, the graphics are nice, but it's all about that soundtrack. Yet while possessing the wisdom of God, humans were physically weaker than the wild beasts and impulsive in spirit. Many times did the humans come close to dying out forever. Concerned about the humans' future, God gave them a mighty force to which to aid them. The graphics are very similar to Final Fantasy VII, where in the world, the characters are kind of compact, but when you get to the actual fighting, they are a little bit taller, a little bit more human-like. Since the dawn of human memory, known as history, humans lived together with creatures known as Seru. The Seru lived together with humans, always obeying them and making the— Hey, dude! I didn't finish reading, man! Upon touching a human, a Seru changes form and gives that human secret abilities. With a Seru, a human can lift objects heavier than itself. So, you basically get superpowers. And I remember getting this game, and it was a big deal because, as you'll see with the fighting mechanics, you can choose different combinations, and it's almost like a fighting game in a way. But when you get the Seru, you get special abilities and things like that. Appearing from out of nowhere, the mist covered the land, bringing to an end prosperous symbiosis between humans and Seru. After the thick mist came, the Seru, who once obeyed the humans, rebelled against them. And this is going to be another thing. If you like Pokemon, and I know this combination is going to seem odd, this has a little bit of Pokemon because you can actually capture beasts, and those in turn become your abilities. So, you know, when you think to your Final Fantasies, right? You have Shiva, Ifrit, things like that. You can actually, while you're battling out in the wild, continue pummeling them with your Seru in hand, and you capture them. I was just hooked on that because it was a matter of, oh, I don't have this one yet, so I gotta keep battling them, I gotta keep finding them, and I really enjoyed that. So if you've played this game, or any other JRPG on the PS1 that you think is a little bit on the underrated side of things, I would love to know, what did you think about that? And if you love the PS1, consider checking out another video currently available on the channel, where I look at this bad boy. We do an experience, a re-experiencing of the PS1 jam-packed discs. And we're kicking it off with this one from winter 1998. It's available right now, people. Check it out. So that right there is the main character, and this is the town. So this always gave me some vibes of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I don't know why, because it doesn't really look similar. But I was always curious, and I actually don't know the answer to this, because I feel like the second game, the one on the PS2, it's a straight-up sequel from a mechanical standpoint, but I don't feel like the story is exactly the same, yet the characters look very similar. Yeah, I was praying for a hunt. So you saw his name is Juan. And I'm skipping through some of the dialogue because maybe you just want to have a basic experience of this, but I love playing PS1 JRPGs. Growing up, I suffered from a lot of depression, isolation. I did not have the best childhood. A lot of things happened. And to me, playing these games, man, the world did not matter. I could be struggling on the inside. I could be having the worst day ever. But I sat down. I put one of these discs in. Everything was fine. Vaughn, good timing. You must have been praying to the Genesis tree. I don't know about the clothes. Actually, I'm gonna pretend I know. So I'm just gonna say something wrong. Yeah, I mean, sure, why not? Sure, anytime, yeah. What do you need? Okay. I mean, we could just do that right there, but sure. I'm actually getting distracted from the soundtrack because just listening to it, it's actually making me emotional because it takes you back, right? But there's something to not having voiceover in PS1 RPGs that I love and I miss, because it was an opportunity to imagine like, oh no, I gotta create the sound. I gotta create the voice for the character. So this is the beginning of the game. So it's interesting because I remember I played the demo to Final Fantasy VIII. And that one they changed a lot. Like the character selection was out of order. They skipped ahead, far ahead, just so you were able to experience it in a better way. So I think objectively this may not be the best demo, because it's not like nowadays, although I don't know, it could be. But you know, nowadays you can download a demo on the Nintendo Switch or the PS4, and more often than not, the game tells you, hey, if you buy me, this save carries over. So that's the incentive, right? To just keep checking things out. But a lot of times on the PS1, that was not the case. So you would have to play this, then you would get the game, only to have to play this again. And the fact that we're pretty much playing the beginning is a little weird because there's not a lot of battling here. So I'm hoping, because once again, I don't remember what's in this demo. But that's part of it, you know, I want to be able to be as real as possible with the videos in this channel, and I don't like it when I overly prepare for something because I feel artificial. I feel like I'm preparing for like a high school project or like a work assignment, and I don't want this to feel like work. I want you and me to just hang out, to feel free to be open. You know, you can go to the comment section, we can talk about some PS1 games, and just have a really good time. Oh, I totally don't. Totally don't. Oh, I like this. So, yeah, she does not show up in this part of the game, but because we're in the demo, they're giving you a hint like, hey, this is one of the characters that you'll later encounter. And I'm assuming I can't save because this is a demo, right? So, exactly. Of course, I want to know. No, I need this now. See, it's just... Does that bed look like a tombstone, or is it just me? The shape... Why can't they just make a square bed? Is that just such a bad idea, really? That's interesting. This is another character that you unlock not too far down the full game, but you do get him later. So, once again, the incentive of a demo is ultimately, do you want to play the future game? And you can see, okay, so you have an entire staff, you get the team, here's a preview of the game. And oh, okay, here we go. We got ourselves a training battle. And this is what I was talking about with the graphic comparison to a Final Fantasy VII. So these are the two options, pretty familiar, right? Now, the spirit, that's going to change. Okay, I'm learning about attacks now, so pretty much obligated to do this. So I'm going to go to command, and you see on the lower left, there is an empty bar. So I'm going to do left, and you see it fills it up. So I can do right, and then maybe I can do high. And that's actually going to indicate, there's only one target. See, left, right, and top. So much like a fighting game, you're going to encounter different combinations with that. So they want me to heal now, so let's use that healing leaf. And there's actually a little bit of dialogue, which is not common for PS1 games. At least games like this that are so extensive, and in the battles you hear some battle cries. So I'm going to go to Spirit. And that what happens is it extends that, because as you continue battling, the bar winds down a little bit. So you got to figure out, okay, so I can attack right now, but if I want to have these bigger, longer attacks, then maybe I got to waste a turn. Now, keep in mind, this is only a one-on-one battle right now. This does not have the arts command right now, which you see later, but they're actually going to teach me one. So we're going to do high, low, and high. And then I can do low, high. Let's see what happens right now. Okay, so he's going to attack first. Check this out. Check this out. Here we go. Boom! And see, you saw that the combo only requires 3 inputs. But because the last input of the first one was high, I was able to repeat it with the remaining 2 slots. Hopefully I'm doing a decent job explaining. One of the really fun things about it is that as you level up, you're able to get a larger spirit bar. But the game doesn't obviously tell you, hey, you unlocked a new combination, use left, right, up. You have to figure those out yourself. So if you had yourself a strategy guide, usually you would get something like that. But for me, I never had one of those for the first game. So I had a notepad, I would write those down. And it's just a really fun experience to figure out, okay, I leveled up. So yeah, you can see this is the demo version, and the special moves available are limited. So you only get a little bit. You only get a sample of that. And the entire game it's very passive. Like the whole time that you're walking around, rarely did I ever feel a rush playing this game. Even though, yeah, there's a lot of action, there's a lot of leveling up, a lot of grinding involved because it's a JRPG. It's a relaxing game to play. We're getting some people coming back, so we got a sneak peek at some of the future characters, but now we're moving on to something else. The sun is slowly going down. We got some previews about future characters, and now we get to see the story continue to unfold. What you catch? Ooh, oh no. That ain't good. If you've played JRPGs, you sort of know where the story goes here. Things end up happening to this town. I mean, that's not even a spoiler. I'm assuming they're going to showcase that right here in the demo. But it's something that usually happens in almost all RPGs. I think that's always the justification of, how do we get this small town hero to go from this town out into the big world? Well, burn the place down. So they have no choice. You see the music, first we had the passive music, and now it's a little bit more mellow, more sad because of what happened here. Because the mist is what you really want to be avoiding. That's what brings in all the enemies, all the beasts. Something that you gotta appreciate with games, especially on the PS1, I feel like the Super Nintendo could actually get away with a lot more from the animation standpoint because they were sprites. And the PS1, you didn't often see the sprite change. Maybe they did a little bit of movement, but the face would stay the same. So portraying emotions was actually a little bit difficult on a lot of PS1 games. One of my favorite PS1 games and one of my favorite video games of all time was Star Ocean: The Second Story, which is a game on the PS1. And with that, they used 2D sprites in a 3D world. So they were able to deliver those emotions in a way that was a little bit more understandable because you would see the character be all surprised. I mean, I gotta go. Here we go. While I take a nap, I'm gonna ask you a question. Did you used to play demos as a kid growing up? Because one of the main reasons that I'm really nostalgic, and I talk about this in the Jam Pack video, for demos is because we were tight on the budget. We could not play all sorts of games. So the demos were able to give me just a tease, right? Just the sampler pack. When you go to Chili's and you order a sampler, so you get a little bit of everything. It costs a little bit, but at least you get to understand, hey, this is what Spyro is like. This is what Crash Team Racing is like. I know of those games thanks to Jam Pack discs, so. And here is the calm before the storm. Everybody's here just waiting. Let's talk to everybody. I mean, of course. How am I supposed to sleep with all that sound? Oh boy. This ain't good. He can fly. Fancy. Oh! That's no good. Resistance is futile. I feel a lot of video games and movies use that line at some point. It was catchy. Here we have a CG cutscene. He had to be inspired by Venom. I mean, you just look at that, and that is straight up Venom, right? Figure out the logic of this, and this is just being completely objective. As he points out, it's like, that little door was supposed to keep the mist out, yet there's no rooftop in the town, so mist, wind, I don't know. It is time to attack. Oh no. I feel like all of these people are about to go GG. They're about to die. That's one of the first things that you end up capturing. That looks hilarious. Like, that's supposed to be super violent right now. But let's be real. That was kind of hilarious. It's like, you're just kind of pinching the person. Oh no, don't pinch me to death. Okay, so see command. And in contrast to before, because we did not extend the spirit, we were not able to get a lot done. So you can also choose automatic, but even if you already have a lot of combinations, they won't automatically do that. So really, auto is something that you never really want to do. Because it depends on some of the enemies. As you can see, some float, some are higher, some are lower. So you want to be strategic with maybe you use more right than left, than up or down. I also like the fighting music, so just listen to that for a little bit. I don't remember any of their stuff. I really don't. So I'm just going to keep doing this. Because that to me was half the fun, is actually figuring out those. Which, now that I think about it, because I did get the strategy guide for the second game, but those were the little things that once I found out about GameFAQs, you know, GameFAQs.com, which is an old website, one of the oldest video game websites I think I've ever actually explored. That will be the things that I would look for when I got desperate in video games. Ow. Okay, not a lot of damage here. We're still doing good. Love that fighting stance. It's like when you gotta go to the bathroom, but there's a bully in the way. Like that type of thing. It's like, what's going on there? I love that. That's how you say it. Okay, so we're gonna do that dangerous combination here, which ideally should put that enemy away. Let's find out. Here we go, here we go. Got it. Doing good. I think I actually have a save on my PS1 memory card for something like this, which I sporadically do streams right here on the channel. So if you would like me to stream a PS1 game at any point, don't be afraid to ask, because I got no problem doing it. It would be like a 1-hour stream, something simple like that, but I love going back and playing the PS1 games, even if I wasn't really much of a completionist, which shout out to one of the best YouTube channels by far out there. Just something about going back and reliving the past, which I actually have a podcast that I'm involved in called A Cast of the Past, which literally, that is the entire purpose. It's available right here on YouTube, so if you want to check it out, you are more than welcome to. So let's touch the tree. Speaking softly, Vaughn. Vaughn. Oh boy. You're Vaughn, are you not? This is when I am able to unleash hell into hell itself that was brought on Earth. I am Meta, a Rosaru. I have been waiting inside this Genesis. Dude, do you not see that I am still reading? What happens if you actually... Damn! I responded yes. If I said no, like, it turns out I just want the entire town to be destroyed, what happens? Let us pursue... Work together! No! Could you imagine the game actually ended? I don't think I had ever actually tried that. That would be incredible. And I know a couple of games do have that you can beat the game in like 20 minutes if you want to, because you can just opt out of everything. Okay, now we're back in the spirit. Okay. Assemble everybody in here. Okay, we need the people. It's gonna be really difficult for me right now, because what happened to her father, and then now the mist is here. It's like the worst case scenario. Exactly. What should we do? Let's go to my house. Be sure to lock your door. So this seems a little weird, because she's kind of safe in her house right now. But my option is going to be, hey, guess what? We're actually going to go out in the open where you could totally be attacked. And then we're going to leave your father's body there. The situation is desperate. Our only hope now is your Seru and the Genesis tree. Alright, tell everyone to gather at the Genesis tree. And the demo actually pointed out just a couple of seconds before this that there's no more battling in the demo. Let me know what you think about the visual aspect of Legend of Legaia. Remember, this is the demo, so this looks pretty much like the full retail release. This game did come out in 1998, and I love the big box, because even though it does not have 2 discs, I mean, it's a big box. Who doesn't love it, right? This was one of my favorite JRPGs of all time, even though, as I mentioned, I have not actually completed it, so maybe I should eventually. And I know that one of the biggest challenges when you talk about JRPGs is that it's hard to showcase in a video like this. And maybe down the line I can do something more extensive, or I can do a video talking about some of my favorite JRPGs of all time and why. So if you would like me to do that, don't be afraid to go to the comment section and recommend that, as this is pretty much the gathering of Dragon Ball Z style Spirit Bomb development. It is pretty much happening in Legend of Legaia, and hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, consider hitting that subscribe button, hit that notifications bell, so that way you can be notified of whenever I publish new videos. Sometimes I do community posts where I can poll you guys asking, what would you like me to play, what would you like me to do? Let's cleanse the world together, the same way we're doing it in this video game known as Legend of Legaia. We can continue to grow and develop this video game YouTube channel like a beautiful tree. So up until next time, thank you for watching and supporting. And never forget, folks, that this video has concluded, but the epic journey most definitely continues. So thank you for watching, gang. Take care. It's clean. It's clean now. The rest of the world is a mess, but this is pretty darn good.